What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today, we're going to be doing the other side of the rebuild I did the other day. It was obviously the Buddy Hield and Miles Turner to the Los Angeles Lakers rebuild. We're going to be doing the Russell Westbrook Pacers side of that today. So this is obviously a trade rumor that has been kind of heavily leaked over the past couple of weeks, and it's one that does make a lot of sense. You look at a team like the Pacers, obviously going into rebuild mode. They're not a team that's going to be competitive anytime soon. Lakers are a team that's 100% trying to win now. Russell Westbrook, probably not a guy they want on their roster. They get two really good pieces with Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. They gave up 2 first-round picks. That's the deal I did today. It's actually the same deal I did in the video the other day, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. We'll get into this 3-year rebuild in just a second, but real quickly, couple things. I'll try to keep this short before we do hop in. One, if you guys are new around here, can do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Obviously, that's not as important as everything else. 2, being, yes, you guys are seeing this on Monday. I'm going to go ahead and try to do my best to get a new video out every single day this week. You know, there's a lot of moving pieces right now for me. I actually moved to my new apartment on Thursday, so I'll try to schedule some videos, record them prior to that, but if you guys are kind of missing or I take a little bit of a break towards the end of this week, it's just because I'm moving and hopefully new setup, everything like that. We'll be back to the normal schedule. And then finally, any other video ideas you guys do want to see, let me know down below in the comment section, as we are slowly approaching 2K23. Grinding out the end of it here in 2K22. I'd be happy to do that. Sorry for the long-ass intro. Let's hop in. We'll go over the entire roster and my thoughts on this current Indiana Pacers team. So Russell Westbrook, obviously now hypothetically an Indiana Pacer. You know, I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news if you came to this wanting to see Russell Westbrook play a season here in Indiana. I'm going to release him. I'm just going to buy him out or do the 2K buyout. And yeah, there's just no shot if he does get traded to the Pacers, he's going to spend a season there. It just makes absolutely no sense for either side. You're going to have a guy who's probably going to play or want to play a lot of minutes there in Indiana. If he does end up staying on that team, I hate to say it, maybe could help you win a game or two, and this is not what you want to be doing when you're a rebuilding team. So I think it's way more likely that they do end up buying him out. I'll do that in a second. Let's go over this roster. Tyrese Haliburton was an acquisition from the Sacramento Kings, a really good one at that. I still give the Pacers an A on this trade. I think it was a really good addition. Obviously, they moved on from Sabonis. I love having a nice, really young, good player here in Tyrese Haliburton, potentially the future star on this team. He's here, obviously, going to be our point guard 99% the entire video. TJ McConnell will be the backup for now. I think he's another potential piece that they could move on from. Again, 30 years old now. Really no reason for him to stick around in a rebuilding team. Maybe could be a deadline move. Russ, I will be buying him out or whatever, releasing him in just a second, but he will not be here. Andrew Nembhard, second-round pick? Yes, number 1 overall pick in round 2. Out of Gonzaga in this year's past draft. Ben Mathurin, number 6th overall pick out of Arizona. Super excited to see what him and Haliburton can do together in our backcourt. You can ignore Justin Holiday being here just because we did need a backup. And funny enough, my backup shooting guard, weird enough, will probably be, I hate to kind of say it like this, I guess the focal point of the Malcolm Brogdon trade, which was Aaron Nesmith. I know it was probably more the pick, but Aaron Nesmith, I'm actually going to move him to the backup small forward spot. I'm going to let Kendall Brown probably play some backup for Chris Duarte here. This team sucks. It's kind of is what it is right now. We're not going to be good for especially this first season, and I'm fine with that. So I'm actually going to see what happens to Nesmith if I move to shooting guard. 72. It doesn't change anything, actually. I'll just move his secondary position to the backup small forward spot. But, I've obviously watched Aaron Nesmith now play for his entire NBA career as, I am a Celtics fan. And he's had some moments where he looks like he could potentially contribute to a good team. And there's some moments where I'm like, how is this dude in the NBA? So I'm excited to see him get a fresh start. Hopefully here in Indiana where he can maybe get a little bit of a bigger role. Chris Duarte obviously here, 25 years old, only his 2nd year in the league now, even though he is 25. I'm excited to have him here. I remember there was a point in time last year when everybody thought he was going to win Rookie of the Year, and he did have a really hot start to his NBA career. We'll see how long he does end up here, though, in a 3-year rebuild. Kendall Brown, as I mentioned, we got Jalen Smith, who did sign a 3-year deal with this team, 3-year extension, I should say. This past offseason, probably one of the top players on this team right now, former number 10 overall pick. Yes, he was in the 2020 draft from the Phoenix Suns, I believe. And so we'll have him here. It's not a bad option at the power forward spot. Not a guy I get a ton, but excited to have him here. O'Shea Brissett, good backup. Isaiah Jackson, Goga Batazde. I can't say this dude's last name for the life of me. I just can't. I never been able to do it. And then Daniel Tice, another piece that came over in that Celtics trade. I can't imagine that he'll probably actually be here this long in real life. I would imagine they'll probably find a trade for him at the deadline or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to buy out Russell Westbrook. We're going to set this rotation before what is most likely going to be a very painful first season. We have finalized the official starting 5 along with the rest of the rotation here for year number 1 in Indiana. Russell Westbrook was an Indiana Pacer for I don't even know how long, but he's not here. I think a lot of you will probably agree with me that he's probably, if he does end up getting traded over to the Pacers, most likely will not be there for the upcoming season. But here's how it's going to look. We got Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Mathurin as our point guard and shooting guard combo. I'm very excited to see how this does work in real life. Obviously they're both very, very young, and the potential's there down the line whenever this team eventually ends up developing some younger pieces and ends up maybe competing a little bit. As of now, it's hopefully just development. That's all we really got working for us. We got Chris Duarte, our second-year sophomore player. I say sophomore, it's just what I'm used to. 25 years old, though. So, I don't really care in a 3-year rebuild if you're 25, but, if I'm the Pacers, looking at this from the perspective of, hey, we're trying to rebuild for a team that hopefully can be good in, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is years, this dude could be 30 by that point. So, that makes me a little bit nervous. He is a good player, though. Jalen Smith and Isaiah Jackson as our front court. Again, really young front court. So, that's kind of one of the perks of this team, I kind of guess to say. Their front court is, their starting five is relatively young. O'Shea Brissett, Goga, TJ McConnell, Aaron Nesmith, and Kendall Brown. It is not a very good bench. It is something we are going to have to eventually work on, along with the starting five, which does kind of suck to say. Also, I mentioned it in my rebuild when I did this with the Lakers side of it. I did not have access to the 2027 and 2029 first-round picks that are being proposed right now to go to the Los Angeles Lakers, to go to the Pacers from the Lakers. So I did the 2025 and 2026 pick. It's only a 3-year rebuild. It's really not going to matter. I just didn't have access to them, so I went ahead and put through those. You guys didn't seem to mind the other one. Hopefully you don't mind today. This is not going to be a fun first season. I'll see you guys at the end of it. Don't you just love how when you try to be bad in 2K, you're somehow good? I don't want to say we're good, but this team being a 10 seed, it's in the play-in, is kind of ridiculous. How on earth is that even a thing? I will say, if this is what the actual roster of the Pacers team looks like going into the 2022-2023 season, they're at the bottom of the East, or damn near close to it. There's no shot this team's in the play-in. Luka MVP, I know, shocker. Some of you guys, or actually a lot of you guys, agree with me by saying that I shouldn't count as MVPs unless it's a triple-double, just because 2K, meat rides them so much. A lot of you guys are actually saying maybe you could go ahead and override it, give it to somebody else. So I'm going to do that. I have no idea why Zach LaVine's in Washington. Well, actually, I do. It's because it's not an updated file. Yeah. I won't give it to Tatum every single video, but, Celtics fan, I'm going to give it to Jason Tatum. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year, fucking blows the dudes out in real life, but it sucks, man. I hate injuries. I hate them so much, and it sucks because I really think he would have had a really good first season with Oklahoma City, but man, oh man, I hope he comes back stronger than ever, man, because I want to see this dude play. Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis, Depoy, Nick Claxton, Most Improved, Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. Surprised Rick Carlisle didn't win it for us here. I mean, this team had no business being in the play-in, and we ended up with 39 and 43. I'm not how are we worse than the Miami Heat? I honestly don't get it. I really don't, but that's 2K for you. Halliburton leads us in scoring. Then it was Chris Duarte, Ben Mathurin, solid rookie year for 16 points, 6 boards, almost 5 assists. I will 100% take that. Probably was in that conversation for Rookie of the Year. Isaiah Jackson, Jalen Smith, Brissett, Goga, Kendall Brown, TJ McConnell, Aaron Nesmith, the GOAT. Rebounds was led by Jalen Smith, and assists was Mr. Tyrese Halliburton. So it's weird to say this, and I didn't think we would be saying this, but yeah, let's sim the plan and see who we got here, who our opponent has here with the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, pretty much an expected squad. Absolutely should beat us. There's just no way, man. There's just absolutely no way. All right, we got a battle for the 8th seed here with the Detroit Pistons. Burks, Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, Hamidou Diallo. Let's see what happens. We are not better than either of those two teams. There is absolutely no way. If we win a game against these Hawks, who, again, Trae Young's still coming off the bench because I'm dumb and I keep forgetting to update this, shared file because he's still listed as a point guard. Obviously, so is DeJounte. There's absolutely no shot we win a game against this team, right? We're not, okay, we're down 3-0 and we get swept. We had no business actually making it into the actual playoffs, never even mind the play-in. Happy it's out of the way. We had a rematch of last year's finals. Goes a little bit better this time, though, in my opinion, as the Celtics do sweep. Jason Tatum won the regular season MVP, also wins the finals MVP. So cool. That first, I don't even want to say painful because it really wasn't that painful, but I almost wish it was. Season is officially over, so we'll head up here to the draft lottery and see how things are looking for us. We are, where the hell is our pick? Oh, wait, we were in the playoffs. We're not in the lottery. I'm fucking idiotic. So, we're not going to have a high draft pick, unfortunately. Oklahoma City has about 23 first-round picks. We are currently sitting at number 15. We also have the Celtics pick, which is at number 30. And then we have the Cavs pick, I believe, which is at number 24. That sucks. I was trying to tank for Victor Wembanyama, and it just did not happen whatsoever. Rick Carlisle, I'm not a big fan of you, if I'm being honest. I'm going to move on from you. Can I get my boy Stauffer here? Do you want to come here? Cool. Beautiful. Welcome to Indiana. Let's hit the draft right now. And, I really wish I could say I had a lottery pick, but I just don't. And that's not, again, the way I thought this was going to go. But we might try to trade up for one. Let's see what we can come up with. So the Houston Rockets do currently own the number 5 overall pick in this year's upcoming draft. We're going to offer them all the first-round picks we do have. 15, 24, and 30, I think. Obviously, picks we maybe could use if this was a 5-year rebuild, but here in a 3-year rebuild, we're probably not going to use them, or at least all of them. So we're going to offer them those 3 picks along with TJ McConnell and Daniel Tice for that number 5 overall pick. They in the mood to do that? They are. Beautiful. Absolutely 100% we'll take that. We're obviously not going to be getting a Victor Wembanyama or a Scoot Henderson, but there's definitely guys here that could contribute to this team. I think positions of need, front court maybe just in the long term. There's not really a ton of options here, though. I mean, maybe a guy like Gregory Jackson. I have seen him actually progress pretty well. I also think in small forward, it's not a shot at Chris Duarte, but I think when I'm kind of in a rebuild like this with a team currently constructed like this, it's kind of best to go ahead and maybe get somebody a little bit younger, maybe a guy that maybe could be a little bit better. So, hate to be honest with you, hate to put it out there, but I know a lot of these rookies do develop really well here. So Victor goes 1, Scoot Henderson goes 2, shocker. Smith goes 3, Tyrese Proctor goes 4. I know Dariq Whitehead ends up progressing super well. I think he's probably going to be my pick here. As you can see, I still get comments to this day. I know he's not as highly ranked on the board here, but as you can see, his overall is currently projected to be higher. So, is that second round picks we have? Yeah, we do have the 27th overall pick in round 2. I guess I can maybe draft somebody there. We can see who's available for us here. These are not even probably real people, I don't think. So we'll just draft whoever's the best name. That's what I've been doing recently. Jaime Jasquez Jr. Those are some good names. Ariel Hakporti, though, that takes it. He's also overseas for a year, playing somewhere else besides here. So Dariq Whitehead, 79 overall. Ariel Hakporti, 69 overall. Nice, good draft pick. I'm going to bring back everybody, and then some of these guys may be in trades. Obviously, in a 3-year rebuild, we got to kind of act fast. We can't just, waste an offseason. Not that I ever waste offseason, but you know what I'm saying. So we're going to have to go ahead and make some moves in order to trade for some guys that are hopefully going to help us win a lot more basketball games. I'll see you guys with some trades. We're going to see if the Toronto Raptors are in the mood, and I want to give us Scotty Barnes. He's a guy I've traded for before. I don't know why he's not too hard to trade for. A lot of these other rookies are basically just completely untouchable, or, former rookies, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know why he apparently is not one of them. I will give you my unprotected first next year. I'm going to make other corresponding moves that are going to translate to us being good. I'm not really worried about that pick. And I think Scotty Barnes would be a huge addition to this team. So we're probably going to have to move on from some other things as well. At least one of the Lakers picks probably. I'll give you the 2026 one. I'll give you one more first in 2027. I'm not doing 4 first-round picks, and it only does take 3. So Scotty Barnes officially on this team. We get a really good player, and we also get a young player on a cheap contract. A lot of flexibility there. Officially the newest member here of the Indiana Pacers. So we gave up Duarte. We obviously were planning on and did replace him with Dariq Whitehead here. So our starting 5 could be complete. Obviously our backcourt's solid with Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton. I'm very comfortable with Whitehead. Our 5th overall pick, Scotty Barnes, comes in. Isaiah Jackson's maybe the one guy I'm not nervous about, but maybe kind of somebody I have to, I don't want to say upgrade, but there are options here. Maybe do I just bring back Miles Turner and just say, fuck it? I have the money. Why not? I mean, I think he'd honestly kind of fit well with this team. I really do. I maybe could also go after a guy like Christian Wood, but I kind of think it'd be fun to bring back Miles Turner. He only wants around $18 million a season. You know what? Let's bring back Miles if we can. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. Miles Turner is going to come back here. Welcome back to Indiana. We still do have a lot of cap space. I'm not going to go out and sign LeBron or anything. I could, and it's obviously an unrealistic rebuild. I'm sure a lot of you guys would not be too mad if I did. I just don't find it very fun signing LeBron. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, I don't really ever sign LeBrons or all these guys that are 95 plus overalls, guys that just really don't fit my timelines too well. I don't really do that. So, I maybe might to end, this 2K22 when I do some random rebuild, but as of now, I'm not going to do that. All right, so we have Miles Turner. He's officially back here in Indiana. We also have Isaiah Jackson, who's going to probably be the backup center for the remainder of the video. Kendall Brown, I'm fine with backing up. Neesmith, not so much. I think Neesmith's also expiring, if my math is correct. He should be. He is. All right, let's see if we can get a first-round pick for Aaron Neesmith. And then we also do still have money, so we can probably go ahead and, honestly, if we get some picks here and don't, actually acquire anybody else that costs a lot of money, we can probably go ahead and maybe spend it on somebody else. Saban Lee's actually is 78 overall. How's he been playing? honestly pretty good. I don't have to give up a pick. He's going to be the backup to Tyrese Halliburton now, and I'm very fine with that. So we need a backup shooting guard. We need probably, do we have a backup power forward? It's O'Shea Brissett. That's who it is. I'm going to pay O'Shea Brissett just under $10 million a year. It's honestly not too bad. Then I'm also looking for a backup shooting guard. Funny enough, like I have the money if I wanted to go after Bradley Beal. But one, I'm not going to sign him just because he has the extension in real life. And then two, I'd like to go ahead and play Ben Mathurin. I think it would be probably my best option. So maybe a guy like Malik Beasley could come off the bench for this team. I think he'd be a pretty solid option. Again, we have a lot of money here, so why not? It sucks. I'm just going to let Goga go, but but it's kind of how it's going to work today. So the team's all set. The new 10-man rotation is set. I think this team obviously got better, and I'm super excited to see how it works out. I mean, we were a playoff team last year. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. So the second season here in Indiana has officially arrived. We made a lot of moves last offseason. I think this team kind of got better. Again, if I have any Pacers fans watching and you're mad that I moved on from Chris Duarte or Goga or any of those guys, I do apologize. I think it's actually really funny that we actually brought back Miles Turner. I don't know how Pacers fans would feel about that. Obviously, it's not necessarily a realistic move. I'm not trying to be realistic. It's just kind of funny to see. So let's see what happens here. We got Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Mathurin. Our backcourt does not change at all. Our 3, 4, and 5 do, though. We got Tariq Whitehead at number 5. Overall draft pick, Scotty Barnes. Huge addition in this front court. And then, Miles Turner. Back in Indiana. The bench unit also got better. Malik Beasley taking that 6-man spot, followed by Isaiah Jackson, Saban Lee, O'Shea Brissett, and then Kendall Brown. So only 2 returning bench pieces from last season. Well, obviously Isaiah Jackson was here, but he was just starting. But I'm excited to see how this team can do. We were obviously in the playoffs last year somehow, and let's see if that can happen again. Maybe not in the play-in this time. We'll see you guys at the end of the second season. I think me and 2K are like on good terms today or something because, the 2 seed here is officially ours in the Eastern Conference to wrap up the second season. This team definitely got better. Are we a 2 seed in the East? Probably not. But 2K thinks so. Trae Young, first career MVP award. Funny enough, I'm assuming he's probably not coming off the bench anymore. Back 2K back on its bullshit. But yeah, Trae Young MVP. Tariq Whitehead actually gets Rookie of the Year for us. Hate to say it, it appears to be an upgrade over Chris Duarte. 18.5 points, 5 boards, 3.5 assists, 5.5 rebounds and assists. You know what I'm saying. 1 steal, half a block. I'm happy to have him here. Very impressive rookie campaign. Simmons, 6-man. Giannis, Depoy. Shaden Sharp, most improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. For the Atlanta Hawks, as we are the 2 seed here. And Mike Stauffer led us to 57-25. Very, very impressive season. And honestly, I can't believe it. Halliburton's a 92 overall, had a pretty solid season. Tariq Whitehead, Ben Mathurin, Scotty Barnes, Malik Beasley, Miles Turner, Isaiah Jackson, Saban Lee, Kendall Brown, and O'Shea Brissett round out the bench. Rebounds was Miles Turner, and assists was Tyrese Halliburton. So we are going to sim the play-in again. This time we're just going to be seeing who we're playing in round 1. It's going to be the Charlotte Hornets, who have, Mr. Demigod himself. He's one of the 3 main demigods here in 2K, if you didn't know. It's a fun, very fun big 3. It's Luka Doncic, LaMelo Ball, and Zion Williamson. Just a big 3 that's just a pain in the ass to play every time. This is a good team. They added Dylan Brooks to it. It's a fun squad. I honestly, am I crazy for thinking that we might be better? We are up 2-1. We're down 3-1. I meant to say we're down 2-1. Now we're down 3-1. And we lose in 5. So obviously it was a regular season Cinderella run for this team and probably didn't have any business being a 2 seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers go on to win the finals. Darius Garland, finals MVP at the age of 24. So we're entering our final season. We're probably going to have to make some sort of upgrade and trade at some position. What it is, I don't really know yet. We traded our first round pick, obviously, so we're not going to have a pick in this year's draft. I don't believe, unless we have somebody else's pick. 2024 draft, no, I don't think so. So staff signing time. Stauffer obviously going to stay here. Let me just double check and confirm that we don't have another team's pick here. We have the 16th overall pick in round 2. I would draft somebody just with a fun name, but at this point in time, it's not really worth it. Team player options, Barnes, yes. Jackson, yes. Ben Mathurin, obviously, yes. Those are 3 guys I definitely want back. Tyrese Halliburton, yes. Mioni, no. Kendall Brown, I'll give him the qualifying offer. Could be a guy I like to maybe upgrade at that backup small forward spot. So something that's fun and something I can do right now is just give a qualifying offer here to Tyrese Halliburton. Why? Because it's the final season and I want to. We look at some of these free agents here, like... I really don't know who I would sign here. I'm not going to allow myself to sign like a Devin Booker, which would obviously be super fun, because he's on that extension in real life and he wouldn't actually be here. I know a lot of you guys maybe feel a little bit different and say just sign him. Who gives a fuck? But I still have some people that do agree with me. Funny enough. So there's a lot of talent in this free agency class. I don't really know if there's anybody that kind of stands out to me that I really want that badly, though. Like DeJounte Murray maybe could be fun. Maybe move Halliburton to the 2, but I like Ben Mathurin. I really do. But is he good enough to win a championship as our starting shooting guard in the 3rd season? Because we look at every other position. we're kind of set. So I think we maybe go after a guy like DeJounte Murray. I think we do. And can we afford both of them? Obviously, we're giving the qualifying offer here to Halliburton. I'd probably have to... Yeah. Let me see. Actually, yeah. So we're going over the salary cap limit, obviously. But we are waiting a day just because I'm going to probably have to let all these guys go. Just because Halliburton's obviously going to get his qualifying offer. So that's really not going to be too much of a big deal. And then let's see. DeJounte Murray now has 3 offers, no real offers. So I'll give you this. Do I have the money for it? I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I don't. Shit. All right, I'm going to have to wait one more day. DeJounte Murray still doesn't have a real offer, so he'll still be here. We obviously had... No, we're not going to have money. We have $27 million. Fuck. All right, so I basically need to... Oh, wait. That's actually more than I thought we had. He wants, what, 34, and we have 31? And he does not have any real offers yet. So I have to clear up, what is that, like $5-6 million? So I can probably do that pretty easily. That probably means... Well, let's do math. Malik Beasley would obviously have to go because we're going to ultimately have to move Mathurin to the bench, which sucks. But I had to make a big splash somewhere. And yeah, Beasley would probably be gone now. So we're probably going to package Malik Beasley in some sort of trade. Unless I want to do... You know what? Actually, no. I'm going to move O'Shea Brissett. I'm going to move Malik Beasley to the backup small forward spot. Brissett, I'm going to get a cheaper option to the backup power forward spot. That's the way we're going to do it. I think that's the way that makes the most sense. We're actually just going to take a pick, and then we're going to sign somebody else. All right, so DeJounte Murray is going to come in here now. Hopefully be a second member of our backcourt that's going to be really good. What's the overall change on both of these guys? 90 and 89. So it's the same thing. I'll just move Halliburton to the shooting guard spot. It's not that big of a deal. All right, so we now have an absolutely insane backcourt. We actually already did have an insane backcourt, but I think we had to upgrade it here in a 3-year rebuild. If this was a 5-year rebuild, I probably would have waited a little bit. But I'm fine with our move. I'm comfortable with our move. So we're going to move Malik Beasley now to the backup small forward spot, actually. And he is chilling there. So, yeah, we need a backup power forward. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to give a backup to DeJounte Murray. We're going to go 9-man rotation. Obviously, Halliburton might play a little bit of point guard as well. Maybe I could just bring Saban Lee back, but I don't really feel like I need him. So we're bringing a guy like Chris Boucher for a season, the final season here. And then we're kind of all set with this squad. I mean, it's a risky kind of moves that we made, but I'm very comfortable with them, and I'm excited to see how this team does. So you guys, the rotation at the start of the third and final year. So only time will tell if this is actually a championship caliber team. We obviously lost in the first round of the playoffs as a 2 seed last year. Not always ideal. Not always the way you kind of want it to happen when you're a top 2 seed in any sort of rebuild. We also probably shouldn't have been a 2 seed. 2K kind of blessed me a little bit with a 57-win season. We only got better, in my opinion. So we had DeJounte Murray, him and Tyrese Halliburton. It'll be a very interesting backcourt. I'm excited to see how those two kind of work together, but it's 2K. It'll probably work. Tariq Whitehead, Scotty Barnes, and Miles Turner. The bench unit's actually really solid with Malik Beasley, Ben Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and Chris Boucher. So is this team championship caliber? We shall see at the end of the third and final season. 1 seed here. Let's see if it's actually going to be a good playoff run for us, though. I mean, 2 seed last year, we made some upgrades, but, you know, we lost in the first round, which you don't like to do as a 2 seed. One of 2K's big 3 here with LaMelo Ball does take home the MVP award. Shocker, I know. Mikey Williams, Rookie of the Year. Phoenix Suns, Simmons, Jaren Jackson Jr., Cameron Whitmore, and what? 73-9. No fucking way. This was like a fun, good team. There's just no shot this team's a 73-win team. Are you serious? You know what? Cool. That's fine by me. Honestly, you know what? Cool. I'm in utter shock right now. I can't even speak. It's Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, a felon, Jalen Duren, Devin Vassell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mo Wagner. It's a talented, deep team. If we don't, oh my God. We're not doing this, right? I do not want to end this rebuild by not winning a fucking playoff series. We're not doing this, right? Oh, thank God. I want to win a championship. We just won 73 games. We shouldn't be struggling with a play-in team. Like, I know it's a good team, but we shouldn't be struggling with them. The Sexland backcourt lives on. Isaac Okoro, really good front court here with Mobley and Jared Allen. Funny enough, before I signed Miles Turner, I actually tried to trade for Jared Allen. He's just not a guy I really trade for a lot. He's on a really good contract. We are down 2-1 right here to Cleveland. We're 2-2, so we're up 3-2. Moving on to these finals. So some stressful series so far. We're facing off with MVP Trae Young, old teammate DeJounte Murray, Adrian Griffin Jr., Chris Middleton, interesting signing, to Collins and Capella, obviously, a Kongu, Isaiah Stewart. How many centers do you need? Jesus Christ. Let's see what happens here against the Atlanta Hawks, who are obviously a very good team. We're down 3-1. This is probably all she wrote. Yep. We win 73 games. And we don't, holy shit, Trae Young. 73 games, can't even make a finals. It's only a 3-year rebuild. Reason I only did a 3-year rebuild versus a 5-year rebuild with this is because some people don't love the 5-year rebuilds. And look, I get it. It's a long time when it's 40-plus minute videos for you to sit and watch towards, the final product ultimately. So 3-year rebuilds, a little bit quicker. I get it. I enjoy probably making them a little bit more just because it's faster, but you guys get it. You understand. All right, so that's it. Obviously, this team turned out to be pretty good. 73 wins is fun, obviously. Probably made a couple moves that maybe weren't the best decisions, but nonetheless, I don't really like to keep, doing the same thing over and over, getting the same players over and over, so we spiced it up a little bit today, and I was fine with that. So let me know your thoughts on this hypothetical, obviously, trade to the Lakers with Buddy Hield. Miles Turner, even though Miles Turner is obviously on our team because we re-signed him. I think it's a fun one, and I think it's one that makes a lot of sense for both sides. I really do, especially if you're the Pacers. You can get those 2 unprotected picks. You do not know how, that Lakers team's going to look down the line in 2027, 2029. Obviously, I'm assuming LeBron will be gone by that point. Anthony Davis very well could be gone. If not, he'll definitely be on the older side. So who knows? But that's obviously some valuable assets. We'll see what happens. I heard there's rumors of maybe a third team kind of getting in there as well. So it'll be exciting to see. And I'm excited to see what happens. Any other video ideas you guys do want to see before 2K23 drops and we're just getting into normal rebuilds once that happens? Let me know in the comments section. Again, if you guys enjoyed this setup, kiss it goodbye. You probably only have 3 or 4 more videos in it. So it's fun, though. Again, if I do kind of miss the end of this week as in terms of uploads, I do apologize. But yeah, moving's a bitch. I'm sure you all know that. So other than that, I'll keep this outro a lot shorter than I probably it's actually been a long one, so I'll just shut the fuck up at this point. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.